Grand Rising. Peace, beloveds. Peace, peace, peace. Grand Rising. Let's see if I can get all of these in the way I want. Grand Rising. Topic today. I don't know yet because I ain't pulled a card on it yet. I am just initially getting on here. I'm going to do a little bit of sound healing with my tuning forks and pull a card and see what the energy's saying for us today and what we need to do. So I don't really have a topic today. Is there a topic you would like to talk about? All right, let's start on this. Oh, Ashay. You can always suggest the topic. You can always suggest the topic. All right, let's do this. Ooh, I'll focus on these last two. I wasn't gonna do all of these, but we're gonna do them. It is. Peace, beloved. Peace. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't be looking up when I'm doing certain stuff. Ashay, Ashay, Ashay. So this will probably be my new time, guys, because it's just way easier for me to go from one dynamic to this one. I might jump back on later on in the day. It just depends on how I feel. But I want to make sure that I'm taking enough time to get all my stuff in. Okay, so the person who probably won my challenge, I didn't see him come in. Peace, beloveds, everyone that's coming in. I'll make sure I email him. So I had a challenge that happened last month, and I forgot to announce my winner. The person is, and I'm using their mallet this morning. um, the person who I felt like completed the challenge the best and stayed consistent and continuous won this amazing tuning fork set. Let me do my Vanna Black. Ooh. Um, and that was Khalil. So Khalil is the winner of our challenge from last month. Khalil is the winner of our challenge from last month. I'm going to pull a card. I'm not doing readings today, y'all. So I'm gonna pull a card for today, go over the energy, and then just see what spirit want me to talk about today. All right. But hit my spirits. I was my mind was pulling in a lot during our meditation. Yay, Khalil. I have to let him know. I thought about it. I've been forgetting to announce it every day. And ain't nobody inbox me like, who won the challenge? Khalil won the challenge. I'm super excited for him. All right, so we got a good 30 minutes to get into this. I have to go wake up my mini me. Ooh, transformation. I've been getting a lot of that. Let's see before I finish that. Oh, you need to come over here and help me take these braids and locks out, child. Ready to go to something different. This is probably the longest I done had a hairstyle. Yeah, he was very consistent, and then he was sending me stuff too. So Khalil is funny. Ooh. Hmm. 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 Let me see. Where's my book? Okay, there we go. All right. So the first card that we get is Ace of Wind. The Ace of Wind. So the Ace of Wind is all about transformation. Okay, the transformation process. So if you look at the card, it is a beautiful butterfly sitting in the middle of what? A cocoon. Okay, so we got to trust the process, stay centered, stay focused. You know, another way I interpret this card is like sometimes you are the grounded energy. You are the person that everyone kind of looks up to and looks towards for guidance. And they need you to stay grounded in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of everything that's going on. You are the one that are, centered and focused and the most guided. So when this transformation, and a lot of us are going through transformation right now, especially because we got Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in retrograde. There is a lot of things that is pushing us to our higher self, is pushing us to our greatest version of who we are. So we have to trust the process, trust that the things and the pressure that we go into, the chaos and the confusion that might be coming into our lives are happening for a reason. Okay, they're happening to bring you an opportunity for growth. Are you taking the opportunity, or are you getting caught in the storm? Okay, peace, beloved. Okay, are you getting caught in the storm? So our transformation card is making decisions. And I feel like in alignment with this Ace of Wind card, since this is a transformation card for real, this transformation is saying make the decisions that are best for you. Connect to your higher self, the evolution of who you are, and say, is this choice that I'm getting ready to make in alignment with my higher self or my old self? Is this choice that I'm getting ready to make in alignment with the evolution of who I am becoming? Or is this a reflection of my past? Even making the choice to get off the fence and quit straddling the fence between your past and your present. A lot of us want to hold on to that energy from the past, and it don't serve you. It don't. It don't have no place in your life right now. So empathy. So the empathy card is saying, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So let's read what the empathy card is. I'm going to read the breakdown and I turn straight to it. You don't truly understand others' motivation if you haven't lived their lives and seen the world through their eyes. It is so easy to judge another's behavior matched up against your own and label it as right or wrong. But you're missing an important part of the equation: the person's history, their personal path. We are all sparks of the divine with a purpose here in the physical dimension, and we can all exert our free will. Some of us have lost our way along the path of love, and it is a human reaction to judge others before examining their journey through their eyes and with compassion. Your job is not to judge, your job is to love and understand. Ashe. Ashe. Um, so not only I feel in this particular dynamic, it's like this card, but I feel like this is empathy towards ourselves. Okay. Being compassionate and loving to ourselves through this transformational process, being patient with yourself through the decisions and the choices that you are making. Okay. Let's say you make a choice that's a reflection of your past. Don't beat yourself up about it. Okay. Don't get so caught up in, oh, you know, I see the pattern that it's the point that you realize that's a pattern that you just repeated. Okay. It's the point of saying, I just did that. That's not in alignment with who I am. So let me check it. So it's your recovery. How are you recovering from what it is that you've been doing? How are you getting up? Okay. Yes. Stop dwelling in the past and reflect on it. And actually make conscious decisions. Sometimes we get so caught up in past choices that we make that we tend to forget that it brought us a lesson. So you got to be in a space with what lesson did I learn? How did I grow from those situations? So this empathy, I'm sorry. Um, we think of it for our empathy to feel others' pain, others, emotions. But you got to do empathy in when it comes to you. Am I being compassionate to myself? Am I being in a space where I am, showing myself love and patience through this journey? So trust the process, beloved. Trust the universe that they're doing exactly what you need them to do. And then align yourself. Man, King, that sexual energy. That's a great topic for us to talk about. Because we're talking about decisions and choices and being patient with ourselves and the choices that we make. Great little leeway into our topic because I got about 30 minutes. So, beloveds, when we are on the spiritual journey, a lot of times we get caught up in um, certain dynamics. We're going to say it like that. Certain dynamics that will make you feel like you're operating from a lower frequency or a lower vibration. Okay. I don't want y'all to get so caught up in thinking that that particular I don't want to call it a setback. Look at me trying to justify it. Look, let's call it a lapse in judgment. That temporary lapse in judgment, whether it's with sexual energy, whether it's with the food that you might have picked up to eat, knowing that you ain't supposed to be eating it, whether it is something that is connected to pleasure. Because pleasure can be a very tricky and slippery slope. Okay. And the reason that I say this is because when we are dealing with pleasure or the experience, right? We're gonna use your word, AB. That experience. Sometimes we get caught in the feeling that that experience gives us. When you are eating your favorite food, let's say it's your favorite food, and you on a diet, that pleasure moment that we want to indulge in is like that. The serotonin that is produced from that, the good gut feeling in our mind that is produced from that. We just want to indulge in that moment instead of going to the root and saying, why am I getting ready to make this decision? Okay. And then sometimes it's not even that deep. It's not. It's not. Sometimes it just be like, I just want it because I want it. And you have to be okay with that. A lot of times we got to be in a space where we're not beating ourselves. The whole point is not to beat yourself up about shit. Unless you are hurting someone else, don't beat yourself up. Or if you're hurting yourself and you know that you're hurting yourself, you're making a decision that you know is reckless, don't beat yourself up about it. Just say, okay, I had that moment. I needed that in my life. That was, look, King, you better be like me. I'll be like, that was my manifestation moment. I needed that. to manifest what I need to manifest in my life right now. Look, don't mess with me because I'm a Leo. We'll make up some shit like, no, I'm gonna need that. I needed to do that, right? I was like, that was a moment. So I need to take advantage of this moment. Damn it. And not beat yourself up about it. Okay. That's the biggest thing. I always used to like when I worked even for Comedic, I used to be like the worst part about even food indulgence is the guilt or the shame that you attach to eating that piece of chicken, to eating something that you know is not good per se for your body. The worst part is the guilt or shame. It's the emotion that you're attaching to that dynamic. So if you attach guilt or shame to or a negative emotion, that's way worse than what the actual object has the power to do. So a lot of times it still go back. That's why I always tell y'all I'm not real dogmatic about stuff. I'm not real dogmatic about how I eat or certain rules per se and regulations that people try to put on you. Because at the end of the day, we have to be very clear that all of this stuff is conditioned in our mind that sex is bad. Now we are conditioned to think that some of the foods that we've been raised on, whether they are or not, because I'm a holistic nutrition, so that's a slippery slope for me, that they are bad. We've been conditioned to think everything is bad. You can't do shit. It's bad. That's no, no, no. Don't have too much fun. Don't, you can't be spiritual and have too much fun. I'm just telling you. Okay. That's how they condition you to think. But you have to understand spirituality is not Christianity. Spirituality is way different than religion. I don't want to pick on Christianity. Spirituality is about living your truth, whatever that truth is. Okay. It's about walking in your path, in your journey, whatever that journey is, walking in your purpose, walking as a god or a goddess, understanding what that energy is, to the point where if you are eating something that is considered bad, you need to just go back and rationalize or figure out, not rationalize, figure out, okay, what's the root of it? If you having a rough day and you say, you get ready to do some comfort eating, understand and be very clear that I'm getting ready to do some comfort eating. Damn it. And it's okay because I need this right now. But normally when I do that, if I'm going to do comfort eating, then guess what I do the next day? I make sure that I eat all raw food. I make a conscious effort to make sure that I am putting something good in my body as well to balance that out. Right. Take responsibility. Own your shit. Own it. You doing something fucked up? Okay, own it. Know that that's not what you're getting ready. That's not okay. This wasn't the best choice or decision to make at this moment. You know? And don't beat yourself up. There's a difference between saying indulging and enjoying an experience than being gluttonous or, just damn doing too much. It's a different. Uh, I'm not condoning the blunt part. You lost me with, look, I was with you with the beer or the wine. I don't like beer either. But then when you hit the blunt part, I'm like, I ain't say all of that. Stuff that I know that's just flat out is going to be destructive to my body, I'm not doing it. So my guilty pleasures be something like real minimal. My guilty pleasures be real minimal. Right, King Chance? Look, I'm with you. I'm giving you high fives to the screen. Somebody getting some. Okay. Even if it wasn't with a person that you wasn't supposed to be getting some from. Mm. And this is a journey. And yes, we are still growing and we are walking a human experience. Please be clear that this human experience don't mean that you are supposed to be a certain sense of perfect. Don't get caught up in what that word even means. Okay? Don't. Don't do it to yourself. You will end up beating yourself up for the rest of your life. because you're walking in a light that you feel is perfect. Okay? In a light that you feel that is perfect. And now who created that perception of what perfect is? You or society? You or society? Okay? Don't get so caught up in certain dynamics. Experience life. Experience. Learn how to be free. Like I said, if it's not hurting no one and you are not blatantly causing hurt and destruction to yourself, okay, it's different. You have the perfect definition of perfection, an imperfect soul. What is your definition, beloved? Exactly, Shada Honey. We just had that conversation. All the Orishas and the so-called gods and goddesses, they all had character flaws. Superheroes all had character flaws. At least that's what they say. That's what we are told. Sometimes I question that. I question it because I don't feel like we should call them flaws at this point. They operate by a different code, and everything that we have been taught by this society is told us that this and this is bad. So when we hear stories of orishas or deities, then we are automatically assuming what they were doing were bad, but they didn't operate by the same code or law that we did at all. The negative things around us not to be our own cheerleaders. Exactly. Exactly, Lady Tia. You hit the nail on the head. Acceptance that it will never be. Yes, we experience to learn. Now listen, and then the thing that y'all got to think about is we chose to come in this particular journey. We chose to come to this planet and learn the lessons that we needed to learn and experience this human experience. And in this human experience, there are a lot of things that we are learning. It's a school of thought. We are supposed to go through this experience and enjoy it. Number one, enjoy it, learn how to enjoy it, learn how to detach from all these different dynamics so you can enjoy this journey, enjoy this process. Okay. And the crazy part, King, I'm gonna tag on to what you just said. King, the craziest part is when it comes to sexual energy, they have taught us that it was very taboo, that it was very bad for you. The only thing that makes sex bad is doing it with the wrong people or somebody that can't do it. I'm just saying. It's the only part. And the only reason that I say doing it with the wrong people is people that you know are toxic to your soul and your spirit. They're not in alignment with your spirit. They are not there to heal anything in your spirit. Doing, having, um, I don't want to say unprotected sex, but having sex with someone who is toxic, not only spiritually, but physically. So, knowing that before you even engaged in the act of the energy, is making sure that you're engaging in that particular act with someone who actually deserves to be and can reciprocate the right energy back to you. Exactly. Sexual energy not only manifests as, first of all, let's break down sex. This is why I be tripping when they say that it was bad. It manifests beings. It opens a portal for spirits to come through, ancestors to come through. What's more powerful than that? You hear me? What can be more powerful than the ability to create human existence. Can't nobody else do, like, you can't do that through doing nothing else. I'm just saying, you can't. So why have we been looking at it as a negative attribute for so long? It heals the body, literally. If you know what you are doing and the things that you are doing, it will actually heal both parts of the body. But it's about acting in it as a sacred ritual. You have to make it sacred. The part that made it go a little left is that I'm gonna say the clear people right now. The clear people implemented a lot of animalistic ritual sex in our dynamic. They created some things that it made it go left where it's not as sacred anymore. It's just animalistic. So when you are engaging in the act, you got to make sure that you are operating in a space where it's sacred to you and the mate that you are choosing to share that energy with. This is an energy exchange. So you just got to make sure that the person that you're sharing it with can reciprocate that energy back. That they are there for your healing as well as you are there for theirs. Why would, yeah, beast mode, right? Okay. So be very mindful. When we were doing our own thing and more focused and intentional sacred union, and when I say sacred, I'm just meaning that it is a magical thing. Okay. Yes. Going into like tantra is more than just, even y'all learning more about tantric and learning more about the energy. Okay. Learning more about the energy that happened and has to build up, the chi that builds up before you even engage in the act itself. And then like, see, Shot of Honey, I'm the same way. One of my biggest connection is through that act. Number one, y'all know I'm heavily Oshun. Oshun is all about sexuality. I'm heavily connected to fertility goddess. I believe I'm a fertility goddess. That's why I got 5 kids. Probably would have more. So I believe in certain dynamics. I am connected heavily to a certain energy. So with me being connected to certain energy, then I speak through that energy. That's why I'll be the main one. Every time they be like, if I'm not having it, it's because it's a choice and it's something that I am cultivating within myself. The last 3 years of me not doing it was me cultivating things that I needed to cultivate in myself. Because then you can be too overindulgent in something, too overindulgent in an act, and neglect other dynamics of who you are. So you have to take that time to cultivate those things. Man, listen, you could be Shango. Shango liked it too. Oshun and Shango. That's why they connected so strong. That's why they had such a strong bond. Mm, you say your demons connected. I can't with you. Be more. Sex is one of the best feelings. I'm gonna say it's one of the best feelings. I've experienced some other things. Okay. So just, be mindful when you're going through different experiences on this journey. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just acknowledge, okay, boom. Acknowledge it when you do it. Own your shit. Own it. Okay, own it to the point where you say, okay, I acknowledge that this was probably not a thing that I should have connected to. This is probably not a dynamic I should have indulged in. So let me, be in a space where I correct that moving forward. I understand it moving forward. Right. So you gotta pay attention. Right. So y'all already own it. The biggest part is letting go of the ideal or the dynamic or the misconception that certain things are bad. And one, we got to get out of that space of thinking that certain things are bad or good. Things are just what it is. They are just that. They're an experience. They're a lesson or a blessing. Now and I normally say it ain't no gray area. It ain't even no gray area. There's some stuff that just is you can't. That the people who are truly lost and angry with their souls and their spirit and their journey are the ones that are creating these dynamics that are destructive. So there are things that are destructive. That's the word I normally like to use. There's destructive behavior, and destructive behavior is normally connected to murdering, you know, doing certain dynamics that are destructive to not only your spirit, but someone else's spirit. But those are, you know, whether y'all want to believe it or not, they actually serve their own purpose too. They balance out the world. Even though we be looking at them like they crazy as hell, but they create balance. Those people who are recycling back from a destructive mindset, they create their own sense of balance. So now you have to understand what is your own sense of balance. And, willfully, that is you walking in your own love and light and making choices that make you feel good. That's all I'm real big on. Like, don't be dogmatic to the point where you are stressing about the fact like you was being vegetarian and now you done went and broke down and ate a piece of chicken. Damn it, it's okay. That one piece of chicken is not gonna kill you. I promise it won't. It's not. And I'm a nutritionist, so it's not gonna kill you. What will kill you is the guilt that you attach to eating that piece of chicken. That's what will create the disease in your body. Is the fact that your mind is thinking every time I pick up this and put it in my mouth, it's not nourishing or doing good to my body. Okay. So even like for me, if I eat something that in my mind, I'll be like, you could have made a better choice than this. I already be like, I speak life into whatever I'm eating. I speak life into whatever I'm drinking. I understand that it has a specific purpose for my body. And that's what I leave it at that. I'm not getting ready to damn throw my daggone whole body and have a whole damn tantrum because I done broke down and did something that I was supposedly on a lifestyle to do. I tell people all the time, they always ask me, am I vegetarian? I'm like, no, I eat to live. I make a conscious effort every time I put something in my mouth that I eat to live, that I'm putting this in my mouth to live, even if it is somebody else's body part. I'm putting this in my mouth to live. Don't pay me no mind. Put things in your mouth that's good for you, not bad for you. That's all I'm saying. Nothing toxic. You don't want no toxins in your body. Can we save them from their karma? No, we cannot save them from their karma. We have to allow them to experience their karma and their journey. They have to live out that particular dynamic for a reason. Okay, they got to live out that part of their dynamic for a reason. Absolute, they did. The difference, shot of honey, and this is what I normally tell people. This is what I normally tell people. When it comes to eating meat, okay, this is the tricky part. Eating meat in America, yes, it's bad. Why? Because it's not raised the right way. It's not grown the right way. It's got a lot of chemicals and harsh dynamics in it. We can justify it as much as we want to, and I can tell y'all to have speak life into it and change and do your magical shit. But a lot of times when you are eating, you're not automatically being conscious and saying, "I'm gonna speak life into this meat, so I can make sure that it's cleansed of the negative toxins that's in it." So a lot of times we eating stuff that are in America that ain't even raised the right way. So back in the day when they were eating meat, there's two different dynamics. They were only eating it as a celebration. Meat was only coming on the table when it was time for celebration and festivities. They weren't eating meat every day. We have been taught to eat meat every day. That is not right and exact. Okay? Right. There was no hybrids back then. They didn't have all these chemicals going in their foods back then. So like when you get on my nutritional side, I'll be like, nah, I'm not big on like I'm not telling you got to be vegan or vegetarian to live your best life. But what I am telling you is to be very conscious that you're putting more live foods in your body. And please be clear, even the vegetables and the fruits are, being very heavily chemical based. So you need to make sure that you are cleansing your vegetables and your fruit before you put them in your refrigerator. Even the halal in the kosher markets, I'm telling you, beloved, there is nobody that is in America that is feeding y'all clean meat. Nobody in America. Nobody. It's impossible. Every state has chemicals being sprayed over the land. Every state. So even if they're not intentionally putting chemicals in your food, our government is making sure that you're getting chemicals in your food, chemicals in your air. So you have to make a conscious decision to say, how much toxicity am I going to willingly put in my body? How much toxicity? And then making sure when you are buying things that you are thoroughly cleansing all your dynamics. Thoroughly using y'all chlorophyll and chlorella, using all the things that is going to cleanse everything out, clean it, wash it. Y'all better be washing that meat. If you're gonna eat it, make sure you wash it, soak it in some stuff. I'm just saying. You're gonna eat it the right way. And definitely make the conscious effort to go get it from, like Shada Honey said, halal, or places that are saying they're farm grown animals. Okay. Resetting your body, making sure that you're cleansing your body, detoxing your body on a regular basis. But the most important, like try to get to the point where at least 70% of your diet consumes raw fruits and vegetables. If y'all can get to the point where 70% of your diet is raw fruits and vegetables, it's going to help you way more than, you just not making a conscious effort whatsoever. All right? Man, listen. Right, I was about to say something. Let me leave them alone. All right, beloveds, I gotta go wake up my babies. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will. You have an amazing day. An amazing day. Eat more fruit. Eat more fruit. Eat more vegetables. Um, do what you need to do to make sure that you're living your best life. Okay, living your best life. Khalil, you need to inbox me your address, beloved. You won the challenge. All right. I love you guys. I love you. Peace.